Hi, it's time for ukulele, and I need to go post the link onto the website. And the website is jollyrogerukulele.com. Today we are playing Happy Birthday, oddly enough, and we are playing for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. And what will happen is that for He's a Jolly Good Fellow is fine. It's going to just be absolutely lovely. But we're going to break your head when it comes to for Happy Birthday, because there's the way you always do it, and there's the way that you should do it, and we're going to do it that way today. And we're going to evoke the spirit of the dead with our version of Happy Birthday. You want to be a part of it. You're thinking, oh my gosh, what has he done? And it's going to be fun, and you're going to see how cute this is going to be. And you're going to be like, yeah, that's how we're doing Happy Birthday from now on. All right, so got that posted. Let me go put it on Twitter. And change it to breaking Happy Birthday. Breaking up with is what I put on the headline. Let's change it on here. Let's make it sound super fancy. https://jollyrogerukulele.com. Posts up. Hit tweet. And there we go. So we've tweeted. And I've never clicked on Twitter from me. Does that show up there? It does. Oh, how crazy. That's funny. You just, if you're on Twitter, you can just click the link and there I show up. How exciting. I am so famous. All right. Wonder if anybody ever does that. All right. Let's sit back. Watch everybody come rolling in. Jack and Barbara up in Glenview, Illinois, not just a suburb of Chicago. They say I'm sounding good. He's offering me an aloha, and that's what we're all about, is the aloha spirit, right? I don't do a ton of Hawaiian music because you can tell that I don't have a ton of Hawaiian blood in me, and so I do think there's something special about that music that I don't quite get. It's like with reggae music, I don't quite get it. I don't quite get the blues. I don't quite get some of these more intriguing forms of music, and so I teach enough of it to know that I'm not incapable, but I also don't do a ton of it just because I know better. We'll do some for sure. Let's see. What am I looking at? Why was I looking at my phone? There's some reason why I'm looking at my phone. Oh, I know why. Because I wanted to see what I'm doing after this class. Ed, Brian. Okay, so. All right, that's what I thought I'm doing. Who's else made it in? Bruce came in from Virginia. Sunny, 88, almost summer. Always is 100%. Just got to get that humidity cranked up, and it'll start to feel like it's summertime around here. Yeah, I know. Those of you guys out east, especially with the amount of air, amount of moisture you get out there, humidity is a real issue. I've only been out in those situations enough to know I don't really like that very much. So I don't know. I guess you get used to it after a while. Here in Colorado, it can be 80 degrees. There's no, we just don't have very much humidity. When we have humidity around here, we think we're all dying. Linda's in. Is it your birthday? It's not my birthday, but it's. I'm going to help fix your birthday. Say how you go about dealing with people's birthdays from now on. And so we'll get started in here. Give me 1 or 2 more minutes. Let everybody get settled in. Sandy, afternoon. Linda, I always sound good in Maui. I'm going to go to Maui and see if I sound good. Yeah, I'm so excited to go back to Hawaii one of these days. I've only been once. It was a delight, and I really am excited to get there again one of these days. Elizabeth, sunny and 70 up in northern Colorado. Good to see you. Rita, Highland Park, Illinois. Hope the weather's up doing well, Rita. Dick, hey Dick, good to see you, bud. I did get your email, Dick, about getting the sheet music sent to you, and I'll get that handled here in a little bit. Evelyn, it's 69 degrees, and 69 and cloudy down in Cuenca. Evelyn's headed into wintertime, you guys. So she lives upside down. Lynn climbing out of a rabbit hole looking for lyrics for I know, right? That's the cool part about being a musician, right? As we get you started and working on things you might not have been doing before, all of a sudden you're busy scouring the depths of the internet looking for things. I can't even begin to imagine how many hours I've wasted looking for songs on the internet, and it's always songs that nobody does, right? If you want to do an easy, if you want to do "Firefly" by Katy Perry, it's not Firefly, "Fireworks" by Katy Perry. That's pretty easy to find that song. If you want to do something that you heard about from a friend back in 1973 that was written in Ireland, you'll find it eventually, but you can spend hours chasing it down. Vicky, another perfect day up in Bozeman. My goodness, 70 degrees up there. She's winning. What the heck? Good to see you, Vicky. Marianne in from Michigan. We need this rainy. Oh, you need rain. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know Michigan ever needed rain. It seemed like it's always rainy there. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Vic says it's sunny up in Eugene. That's summer's coming around. Linda up in Vancouver. Cloudy, some sunshine peeking through. Winter tires off. I like that. Winter, it just gets tired of being winter. And we'll never get them. Yeah. All right, good. 66 degrees up there. Good. Amy made it in from Denver. All right, guys. So let's talk happy birthday. I know you know how to play happy birthday. I know, right? There's no point in us working on this. However, we're going to work on this, and there's lots to be thought about here. Number one, we have standard issue happy birthday. Everybody knows it, no matter where you are in the earth. Everybody knows it. I've told this story a million times. I was in Bulgaria one time, out in the middle of nowhere, Plovdiv, Bulgaria, and we had stopped in that town because that's where the train let us out, basically. I had heard that it was a university town. It was really cool, and there were some historical things to do there, which there were. It took us about a half an hour to go through them, and then we got stuck there because I had the notion Eastern Europe was a lot like Western Europe, and you could just rent a car. Well, that didn't turn out to be true at all, and so we had to use a bus to get to the Sofia and all this stuff. So we're hanging out in Plovdiv, Bulgaria, and some girls had come down from the office and were sitting in the same cafe, and they sang this song to their friend in Bulgarian, right? They changed the words, but the melody's the same. Everybody on the planet knows this song. So what are you going to do to make it special? Well, first of all, you're going to do what I learned when I was 6 years old, which is you turn into Blinky's Fun Club here in Denver. When I was a little boy, your big goal was to get to go down to Channel 2 studio and sit in and you got on camera. You got to be on TV, and Blinky would sing you happy birthday, and it was great. And Blinky, it turns out, was not. He wasn't really into children's educational programming. He was into being a clown, and so he would do this clown thing, and they wanted him to teach the alphabet and all this stuff, and he wasn't into that. Eventually, Channel 2 fired him. I never got to go down and be on the station, but you could. Every single person who grew up in Denver during that era that got to go down and be on Blinky's Fun Club to get happy birthday sung to them remembers it. It was a big deal. And so eventually he gets fired. He ends up opening up an antique store down on South Broadway. Turns out he's not that nice of a guy, it's oddly. And when I was a grown adult, they were closing down a mall out by my house. Villa Italia is what we called it. Villa Italia was actually the way we pronounced it. And they were going to bulldoze the mall, so they were having closing ceremonies, and they were going to invite Blinky. And I told my wife, I says, I got to go meet this guy. I mean, he's getting pretty old. I don't think he's going to be around that much longer. I want to go meet him. And I go, and he was there, and I go up to him and I said, Blinky, I still sing Happy Birthday the way you sang Happy Birthday. And he said, and I quote, nobody sings Happy Birthday the way I sing Happy Birthday. I'm like, well, nice to meet you. See you later. And it turned out later that a lot of people said he wasn't a very nice guy. But you don't have to be a nice guy, right? If you're a clown and you're famous, I think you probably hit the high. Life's going to just go downhill from there. And so you are playing Blinky's version of Happy Birthday. Now, several things about it. One, In order to fix happy birthday, you have to change the meter. So we normally do happy birthday in 3/4 time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. So you're in 3. Now we're going to do it in 4. Happy birthday to you. Shug, 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 shug. Happy birthday to you. Shug, 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 shug. Happy birthday, dear children. Happy birthday to you. Shug, 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 shug. Okay, so we're going to do it in 4. That's going to mess you up. For the rest of your life, you're going to be like, oh, God, Gary ruined me for a happy birthday. Michelle made it in. It's cloudy up there. Pauline is in. She's having a perfect day in Northern California, by the way. And Ronnie is in from New Mexico. Good to see you, Ronnie. So, 4/4 time. I promise, the minute you start playing this, this is going to become a problem. Okay? Next, chords are the same as the happy birthday we do in Foundation, which you have memorized at this point, right? G, D7, D7, G. G, D7, C, G, D7, G. We talk about memorizing Happy Birthday because how you're really going to, this is the one song you're likely to actually play outside where somebody might notice you, is you're going to say, oh, my nephew's having a birthday. I'm going to call him up and sing him Happy Birthday, and I'll back myself up with ukulele. Happy birthday to you. You're going to do the standard issue thing, right? But when you get in a larger group and you get with some people, it'd be way cool to have a better version of it. And I will tell you, that in our orchestra, I require them now to do the blinking version. And so once a month we play Happy Birthday in orchestra. And we want to have a full-on orchestral arrangement. And you are looking at the conductor's score. So a lot of times when you go to the symphony, or if you've been in a group and there's a conductor, they're looking at all of the parts all together, all at the same time, and they all have to work together. And so I've given you the conductor score. If this was a longer piece, we would of course divide it out, and I would give you the chords and lyrics part, or the ukulele melody part, or the Tuff-uke part, or the Arpeggio part, or the Baritone Ukulele part. And so you would only have your part on your page, and only the conductor would be looking at all of this. And so some of you guys have said, hey, how does orchestra work? What is going on? This is what I look at, is all of the parts all at once. And so I'm turning pages like mad, right? That's why a gadget like this that doesn't go very fast is not going to work, right? So that's why I have regular plain old paper for my conductor scores, and so there's a lot of pages I turn. Whereas with the performers, the individual individual musicians, they will just have their part. They don't know what everybody else is playing. What you have to get comfortable with is you're going to play your part. There's all this other noise going on around you. You have to stay focused in on your job. You have to do your job while everybody else around you is doing different jobs, and all of a sudden the whole thing comes together. So let's talk about all of the parts and how we're going to make this thing turn into a thing. Okay, so first of all, we've got our chords. Okay, baritone players have their G chord, and ukulele players have our chords, and so on. So I've got a ukulele in my hand. I'm going to play those chords. Let's sing. And remember, extra beat. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Shug, 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 shug. Happy birthday to you. Shug, 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 shug. Happy birthday, dear soul. And so, now there's a fermata there. So fermatas can be however long the conductor says they are, not how long you think they should be. So you are right now, you are all staring at the conductor, and you're like, is he ever going to go? Is he ever going to go? And then I say, go. Happy birthday to you. Shug, 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 shug. Happy, and then we repeat, okay? So, hey, Laurel, beautiful. You're right. It is a beautiful day. So, every day is a beautiful day. Now, we've now turned this, gone from 3, 4, same chords, just added in an extra beat in every single measure. Okay? Next, let's go do the melody. Okay? So you see, you can tell right away, if we were setting up for orchestra, I said, okay, I need some people to do chords, so I'll pick, I don't know, maybe the whole low G section. I'll just give them chords. I like to give them chords because that makes Debbie mad. So I give them all chords. Then I say, all right, if your last name begins with A through L, you're just going to play melody. Okay? So let's do that. Let's grab your melody. baritone players, you're reading your baritone line, okay, and you only have the tuff uke line, so just play the top note of everything, and you'll see you have the same note as me, but a little different tonality because of the strings you're playing it on. So just play the top note on all of your version. Okay, so here we go from the top. 1, 2, 3. 3. And then you would repeat. Okay, so a little different. Okay, so we haven't, the melody notes are still the same. They're just in different locations than you might have done them in the past. Okay, then we're going to skip over tuff uke just for the moment. Okay, we're going to go to the arpeggio. Okay, what arpeggios, and you guys are all experts on arpeggios now. That's just the chord broken up into pieces. So I'd say, all right, everybody whose last name is L through Q or whatever, you're going to play the arpeggios. Okay, and let's play that. They're almost all eighth notes, and there's a few quarter notes in here. You'll know when you hit them. One, grab your chord. 1, 2, 3. Fermata, go. And then you would repeat. Okay. Now the arpeggio, when you orchestrate a piece and you break it into all the pieces and parts, practicing it can be really challenging. That's why I talk a lot about showing up. If I give you the arpeggio part, it doesn't sound like anything. But if I get all of us together and we all play it, then it sounds amazing. But you still have to practice it a little bit so you know it's there. But you'll notice nothing has been hard so far. G chords, D chords, C chord, we already know how to do that. Not too hard. Playing the melody, not too hard. Got to get used to the rhythm a little bit, but otherwise not too hard. Arpeggio, nothing there, right? You just hold the chord and pluck whatever note it says. It's not too hard. And then when you bring and then with baritones, they're also playing a melody, so they're playing the same melody. It's just a little bit different timbre to it. And all of a sudden, we got all these different parts. Nobody has anything hard to play. It's all super straightforward. When we get it together, there's a synergistic, is that the word I'm looking for, effect where all of these very relatively easy parts come together and it sounds amazing, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what I thought playing in an orchestra was like, and all of a sudden you are in an orchestra. So you go track down somebody play chords, somebody play melody, somebody play arpeggio, somebody play a baritone, and all of a sudden you've got a pretty nice little ensemble going there. Then of course you get more complicated. I always have a couple that are like, you know what, I'm the best ukulele player in the history of the world. I'm not going to just play straight melody. I'm going to play the tuff uke, okay? And while everybody else is playing melody, which is fine, right? A nice challenge for them. So let's do that. Let's play the tuff uke. Baritone players, you're going to play the baritone tuff uke, which is what you have there. And ukulele players, let's go through the regular tuff uke. Now, this is almost the same as what we play in foundations, except there's some decoration in here. So let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3. And go. Okay, now I made some dumb choices. Let's talk about dumb choices and smart choices. I know that these staccato notes are coming in, and by the way, I don't believe I've ever actually used this notation before. I think today may be the first. I gave you real staccato notation. So notice measure 2. It says strum, pluck, pluck, pluck. Those little dots above there, that's staccato. That's how you make staccato notes. Makes it really clear. Remember on La Cucaracha, we play that staccato. I just tell you to play it staccato, and you think it's true. Hopefully. It's a cockroach, you guys. You got to play it with staccato. But on this one, I actually put the staccato notation in there. There's little dots, and they're above the note. They're not next to the note. Okay, and that says, hey, play these short. Or, okay, that's what you want to be doing there. I made the decision, well, since I got those staccato notes, I'll play the whole thing staccato. Well, it didn't sound that great. So I'm going to go back through, I'm going to use my thumb, I'm going to do down strum on everything like I would normally on Happy Birthday. But when I get to those staccato notes, then I'm going to switch to claw. Blunk, blunk, blunk. Okay, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3. Glissando means a lot when it's specifically notated like that, and then go. So that's how I'd probably do it. Now, so if I get some people in my orchestra, some are playing chords, some are playing melody, some are doing that, some are playing arpeggios, then I go over to the baritone group and I say, all right, guys, listen, there's only 10 of you. All right, there's 10 of you guys, and there's 70 of those other guys. I got to have you play a little louder. I gotta have you play a little louder. Now, I mentioned to you guys yesterday that I changed the strings on this, and every time I change strings, I hand back people's ukulele. I say, okay, now you're gonna think I broke this ukulele, so give it a few days and tune it up a lot. And I'm pretty sure I broke this ukulele, so having to mean old Blinky. Blinky will ruin your life. He ruined mine. He's going to ruin yours. You'll never hear Happy Birthday the same after this. And you notice how you're fighting it, right? You're probably, I mean, Evelyn is exactly the thing. It feels mean. It feels wrong because you're so ingrained into this one thing. You will remember, maybe, after 9/11, it happened that Whitney Houston was going to sing the national anthem at that football game. I think they call it a Super Bowl. I don't know. But she did it in 4/4 time, and it's usually in 3/4 time. And people were like, "This is a miracle. This is the greatest thing, right?" And she's just adding in an extra beat in every measure. Turns into this thing, right? And it's a different way of doing it. And people are like, "Wow, we should just do it that way from now on." All right, so then I go over to baritone players. I say, all right, guys, I need somebody to play chords. Happy birthday. The baritone players, play with me. Ukulele players, you play chords. Okay, we'll sound nice together. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Oh, I got to get the right D7. Let me start again. I'm looking at the wrong D7. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Chugga shug. Happy birthday to you. Chugga shug. Happy birthday, dear children. Happy birthday to you. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to have some baritone players doing that because they get that. It's still a G chord. It's just lower voicing, and so that's going to sound nice with the ukulele players playing their chords and me and the baritones playing their chords. That's going to sound nice. Now I'm going to play the melody with you guys. I'll play. You stay on your whatever instrument you're on, and then we'll play together. I'll play the baritone melody. You play the ukulele melody, and you'll see we're playing the same notes, but this just it has a different effect. Okay, from the top, just the melody. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Let's play it again. I lost my place. I just have to read this as a conductor. I don't have to play it. Goodness sakes. Give me a break. Here we go. From the top. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I gave him that, and so that sounds weird, right? Should be, but I gave them the lower voices because I don't want it to get in the way of the ukulele sound. All right, so then let's play Tuff Uke together. Okay, we don't get to do this often. I'm usually separate because it's just faster and easier. We don't need that much ensemble music, but I'm gonna play the baritone Tuff Uke, and you guys are gonna play ukulele Tuff Uke, and we're gonna sound ridiculously good. From the top, 1, 2, 3. Okay, keep going. Repeat. Okay, we repeat. Now, last piece of the music. So we've gone through all of the parts. We're all playing this, all playing all these different things. When we get to the ending, this is where my orchestra. It's so cute. My orchestra. I own them. When you get done with the song, "Happy Birthday to You," you want that to be the end. But I didn't. Not thinking, you went ahead and gave everybody two more measures at the end. Happy birthday to you, to you. That's what they're supposed to do. They never do that. They always think you, and then they forget. And so it's so funny to watch because you can just see it in the group. They're all like happy and everybody's playing, and they get to you, and they just need to stop because you always stop there when you sing ukulele or when you sing the song. But on our arrangement, it goes to you, plunk, plunk, plunk. Tremolo. Okay, so I want to practice that. Okay. Yeah, you hear spaces for the cha-cha-chas. That's exactly right. That's all he did. That's all Blinky did was put some cha-cha-chas in there. That's it. But it changes the entire approach to the song. And because we've sung this song so many times and we just have it part of our DNA, that change, really, you fight it like crazy in the beginning. It's fascinating. So we're going to play. We're going to come in. We're going to play from measure 9 to the end. Okay? Happy birthday to... That's what they're supposed to do. Okay, but what we tend to do is happy birthday to you. Oh, I'm supposed to still be playing, right? And so make sure you know on the arrangement when you get to measure 9, you're not done yet. Happy birthday to you. Okay, that's what I want. Or just a regular G. I almost never write in tremolos because I'm over them, but on that song we want to do that. Okay, let's play it through one time. I will play Tuff Uke ukulele. You pick any way that makes you happy. And like Pauline says, hear those cha-cha-chas. When we get to like measure 2, cha-cha-cha, right? That's really what's going on there. And really, all Blinky was doing was just adding in the cha-chas in the middle there. And you'll notice happy birthday. It's still happy birthday, but he needed an extra beat. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Right? So that's that. All right. From the top, I'll play the Tuff Uke. make a choice. We're all playing together any way you want. It's going to sound amazing. The entire world is going to leap up in applause when we're finished. 1, 2, 3. Go. To the top. Okay, so that's the full picture. You did all these different ways, and it's all just 8 measures of fun. The other thing we do add, and I think is a good idea, if you can get other people to do this with you, right? This requires some salesmanship on your part. The first time through, play it instrumentally. Say, and we always tell people, we've had to do this a couple of times in actual performance, and I always say, all right, guys. Don't sing the first time through. We got this instrumental thing we want to do, and then you can come in and sing. And I don't remember when we did this, but we beg people, please don't sing the first time through. You'll mess us up. Of course, they sing right away, but you just tell them not to. And you should do the same. Just to warn them, hey, I'm going to do this instrumental thing that Gary taught me, or that I figured out on my own, or that Blinky taught me, whatever. And then do the instrumental part first, and then sing the second time. And so I think in our orchestra we always do that, where we always play it through instrumentally one time, and then we have a ton of really nice singers in our orchestra. So we all of a sudden you come back around, and all of a sudden you hear this just blows up with all these voices, and so it's really kind of fun to do it that way. So you have a new way to play Happy Birthday. You're welcome. You can send me accolades through the email. Michelle, love the arpeggio, and right again with the arpeggio playing. One of the things that we have found when we're getting multiple people together is there's always this feeling like you have to strum chords, and you guys are smarter than that. You have more skills than that, and that, as you have figured out, is a way to play ukulele, but maybe not the prettiest way or the most effective or the most beautiful. Practice going in and digging around with arpeggios. Grab the chord and just play some kind of arrangement. It doesn't have to be the one I wrote down, but create a different texture for your larger group pieces. I will tell you, in our guitar groups, Christy comes, and that's her thing. She loves playing arpeggios, and so we'll have all this stuff going on, and then just sort of lingering around out there in the midst is this arpeggio going on. It feels like it's just in its own planet, just doing its own thing, just sort of helping out. And you don't hear it all the time, but all of a sudden you get a quiet part in the song, and all of a sudden this arpeggio comes and sneaking around. It's gonna be really, really fun. So maybe go Blinky. Yeah, so Michelle is down. All right, the rest of you are like, I don't think I like this at all. You don't have to like it. I just want you to have it. All right, Elizabeth, see you later. All right, now the other thing that I have been told, and I don't know if this is true, in England, rather than singing Happy Birthday, it is common to sing For He's a Jolly Good Fellow. So you also have that today. How are we doing on time? We'll be fine. So go grab For He's a Jolly Good Fellow. Let's start on the ukulele, of course, and then we'll toss baritone in. For He's a Jolly Good Fellow, ukulele. This is not as hard as Frere Jacques Ennuis from yesterday. Could you review what the diatonic and chromatic... Oh, I didn't even talk about that, did I? Sorry. Thank you, Dick. I appreciate it. So, those numbers up there are the harmonica tablature. Okay, so... If I grab my G, you have to grab, because the song is in G, you have to have a G harmonica. Now, most of you, if you own a harmonica, it's probably a C harmonica. But if you have people who have harmonicas, and you got to make sure if it's a diatonic, the ones without the buttons, you have to have one that's in G, and then it just tells you which holes to blow and draw through. Page didn't turn. Okay, so that's with the G harmonica. Now that's why it says diatonic in G, and that G is important because you can't just grab any old diatonic harmonica. Now, if you have chromatic harmonicas, which most people don't, but the chromatic harmonicas have the button. Okay, now these are $50, so here's a major commitment. And I'll just play the higher version, the last one. But you could play it in two different ways. You could play it on the low notes. Nah, hold on, let me get it right. What's going on here? Do I have a mistake? I think that must be a mistake. I think I made a mistake. I'll fix it. But normally you would play it on a higher volume anyway. Oh, that's what it is. These are supposed to have buttons, pushes on them. Hold on, let me just fix that real quick. I forgot about the F sharps, guys. Yeah, all right, I'll go back through and fix it. Anyway, I'll fix that part. I apologize. I forgot the F sharps. So dumb. We always make these in C. But yeah, that's what those are for. So that if you have those harmonicas, and I will need to fix that. I missed the F sharps, and so I'll go through and update this sheet with the correct chromatic harmonica things. I just got in a hurry this morning. So that's what those are for, Dick. And Fran says it's 91 here today with 9% humidity, and California dry. Yeah, so Fran is getting barbecued down there in Southern California. Summer has arrived. All right, so thanks for bringing that up, Dick. So you could actually add in harmonica players as well, right? So that would be fun. If you don't play harmonica, I know a guy who teaches harmonica. You might check in over at mammothgardens.com. Now, let's go grab For He's a Jolly Good Fellow. And by the way, thank you for asking me to do that, because now I found a typo, which is not really a typo. I just blew it. For He's a Jolly Good Fellow, I understand, is played often as a happy birthday song in England. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I read, so let's pretend it's true. Let's just walk through this. This again is not a hard song, but you are in F, and you do have B flats. Hopefully that's not a problem for you anymore. If your B flat sounds like this, that's the way your B flat sounds. You don't worry about it. Let's play it. 1, 2. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. Fermata, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny. For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, oh, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny. Okay, so the chords are basic. I like the B flat. I like it in that voicing. I just think it fits most people's voices pretty well. If I can keep it down a little bit on the staff, you're more likely to be able to sing it. And yeah, you got a B flat in there. You know, don't if you're baritone, you know, you're like, yeah, you guys should complain. Everything I have is a bar chord. Lynn says, this morning the classical radio station was playing Previn's variations on Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and I thought of you and Frere Jacques Ennui. Yes. We're going to pick sometime this summer, we're going to pick a basic song, and we're going to do an entire lesson, an entire workup in variations for that. I think that's a super fun idea. Elizabeth thought of it as well, and so yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna put Previn to sleep. That's what we're gonna do. All right. Oh, and Dick, you're very kind. Thank you. Now, you know how the song goes. We don't need to play the melody. It's ones and threes. I guess there's some fives in there, right? Ones, threes, and fives. You know how to do that. Let's play the Tuff Uke, and then we'll get out of here. From the top. 1, 2. B flat, F chord. F7 is hard. You gotta drop your 3 right away, B flat. And you get in your high B flat. Got a nice fermata, so you don't have to be in a rush. And then hit the 5 again, and then down to your low F. So nothing really there. There's nothing too fancy. You guys have done the high B flat a million times, so that's probably not too hard. That big fancy F chord at the end, we've done that a million times, so hopefully all that's making sense. I'd say for me, the hardest thing to do is get from the F to the F7, and then drop that middle finger down to get the 3 that follows right after that G note. Like, why is that a G note? That doesn't make any sense, but there it is. And so there's that. And take advantage of those 2 fermatas. You got one in the middle of the song and one at the end of the song. Have a little fun with them, you know. And obviously, this song would typically be sung by a bunch of people, similar to Happy Birthday, and you would, not unimportant, I never talk about it, but if you're going to sing, you don't play Tuff Uke, you don't play melody, you don't do any of that. You are on chords, and you have 2 choices: either pound away at a regular chord or go in with your arpeggio picking. But when you sing, it's too much. Your brain will shut down. You just can't do it. I've worked with lots and lots of singers over the years. On a simple song, they might get away with it, but more complex songs, you just don't want to be playing the melody and trying to sing at the same time. It just gets really stilted, and the freedom in your voice goes away too quickly. You get that first note right. 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh, I gotta switch to the baritone version. Hold on. For He's a Jolly Good Fellow baritone, your first note here, 4. There's something that Kathy taught me here. 4, get your first note right. 4, he's a jolly good fellow for he. Right, and then you'll be fine. Just get that first note right, and your voice will be close. Let's do the Tuff Uke on this one. Ukulele players, you got C chord, you got F chord, you got G7. You're in tall cotton. Here we go. 1, 2. I did want to mention, Dick had mentioned, man, your arrangements have a lot of stuff on them. Um, these are our day-to-day arrangements, right? And so I want you to be able to have at least 4 ways to play everything. I want you to play chords, I want you to play melody, I want you to play chords and melody at the same time, and then I also want you to be able to play duets. And so our day-to-day stuff is like that. But when we get to orchestral stuff, we start adding in other stuff too. We want some people playing arpeggios. We need baritones sometimes to play one way and the ukulele players to play a different way. We might have some people use low chords and some people use high chords. We got low G low G, we can start to take advantage of that. We may give them an octave lower voicing on their parts. And so there's lots more in terms of arranging and how things can go. This summer, make plans now to attend. We will be spending some time talking about how you guys can do that. Now, it's not something all of you are even wanting to do. You're like, you know what, just give me the papers and let me play. That's what I really want to do. But it's still, even if that's where your head is, which is where most musicians' heads are, you still can benefit from knowing how music is put together, knowing the theory, knowing the construction process, knowing all that stuff. And so we're going to spend quite a bit of time this summer taking songs, starting with simple ones, building them up into arrangements, and then, of course, using fancier songs to do the same thing. What I'm hoping is that over time, those of you who think, I kind of would like to arrange some of my own music, you'll get those tools this summer. The other thing that it will do, for those of you who are like, I'm perfectly fine playing whatever you hand to me, you'll just get a sense of how things go together, and then you'll know. A lot of times when I hand out music and I say, well, you don't need to play all the notes, I can see it's like, well, but which notes do I not have to play type thing? And you would know that if your comfort level with arranging and how music gets stuck together makes more sense. We'll learn which keys, why some keys work better than others. We'll learn how to transpose. We'll learn how to do all that stuff. So this summer will be kind of a little bit on theory, a little bit, but I think the playing will be equally fun. It'll just be a little less prescripted and written down, whereas this fall, when we get into orchestra, everything's written down. Every single note you're supposed to play is written down. And so, and we try to come up with as many creative ways to make that happen as possible for as many different skill levels too, right? Because sometimes new players, man, we just need them to play the melody. Sometimes the melody is going to go too fast. We just need them to play maybe a bass line type note or something like that. So lots more choices that I don't put on that I don't normally put on there that you can do with your ukulele. And I want you to have all those tools. So there we go. I've ruined Happy Birthday for you, hopefully, for life. You can thank Blinky. And then you got two, for He's a Jolly Good Fellow, both baritone and ukulele. For He's a Jolly Good Fellow, obviously, usually you do it much faster, so you would strum and sing that thing. And then, but if you were going to send somebody a little video over Facebook of what a wonderful person they are, you can play that as slow as they want. They have to listen to the whole thing, so there's no point in you rushing through it. All right, that's all I know. Let's see. Vicky says, love the variations. The variations idea will be fun. You know that Twinkle Twinkle Little Star came from a variation that Mozart did of a very old tune, and so it's just a variation, right? Just here's the main idea. How do we adjust it? What things can we add to it, take away from it? It's a lot of fun. All right, thanks, Evelyn. Good to see you, Ronnie. Yep. Oh yeah. Random act of kindness. Be safe. Get your vaccine. Practice. Keep showing up here. I don't know what else you're gonna do. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't done that already, and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're logged in, obviously. And then if you're not a member of Jolly Roger Ukulele website, go read the subscription page. It's worth it over there. And there's we got 350 some songs. It's crazy. So yeah, and you're not going to learn all of them, right? But you want to learn, but you want to be a part of that. It's going to be exciting. We're going to continue to get this thing growing. There's going to be a stupid amount of stuff we get put in over there over the next year, and it's going to be the place to be. All right. I think Hagrid's Hut is the place to be. All right. Let's see. Vicky, fun doing extras on the simpler tunes. Yeah. Start with simple. Do the extras, and then bring the extras to the more difficult ones. Right. Thanks, Fran. Good to see you. Don't roast. Michelle, thank you. This was fun. Great fun. Yeah, right. Lynn, oh, and tomorrow, guys, man, we got concert. We got all this stuff again tomorrow. So, yeah, thanks, Lynn. I appreciate it. Sandy. Yeah, fun day. Okay, good to see you, Sandy. Nancy, what a fun. Yay, everybody had a good time. A couple of you are angry that I have ruined happy birthday. You're not saying anything. You can say you're angry. You don't have to play it that way. You can play it the other way, too. Yeah, there you go. You're welcome, Pauline. All right, good to see you guys. Thank you all. You're very kind, very sweet. And so I will see all of you tomorrow, all y'all tomorrow. And remember, it's concert day, so you got to wear pants. And what are we playing tomorrow? We're playing. It was ridiculous. We're playing "Make a Bed, a Bar," Arpeggios, "Kumbaya," "This Little Light of Mine," Frere Jacques Ennuis, the Happy Birthday in 4, and for He's a Jolly Good Fellow. So we got a lot of stuff. We're not going to do it in that order. We'll probably mix it up. So anyway, and by the way, go over to the book, go over to the ukulele and baritone tab thing. I was looking at it today. We're almost clean. If I go down to our section, book 2, I still got to fix the Americana stuff. I kind of hate working on that stuff. I got to do Drunken Sailor. We got a couple of things to clean up on the classical music. Opera de Mont Blanc. I even forgot we did that one. That's the one with Elvis Presley did of an old-fashioned tune. We have a couple of the spiritual tunes to do, and then the Stephen Foster stuff. So we're really getting it cleaned up. I mean, we got a really solid book 2 just sitting there. You can come by and play for a long time, and hopefully, those of you guys are getting ready to chase down other ukulele players to straighten them out. You got more than enough tools and resources now to keep them busy. So, all right, pulling the plug. Donna's coming in going, shut up, Gary, it's lunchtime. No, she didn't say that, but she was probably thinking that. Many thanks, nice break. And Blinky was no Mr. Rogers. That's true. I got to go. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.